All right, we're going to go full wide right now, Raymond. If you could table that thought for a second, because with us on the guest line, look at this guy.
Look at this guy.
And you'd expect him to have a great setup, of course. About 48 hours after his 12th UFC win, UFC welterweight contender, Randy Rude Boy Brown. Rude Boy, congratulations, my man. We appreciate the time. How are we doing?
Thank you, man. Thank you. What's up, everybody? Thanks for having me, man.
I sent Ken Flo the video. So were you awarded your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt after this win? Is that what happened?
Yeah, man. Like crazy. That superseded everything of the night for me, man. I was like, damn.
I know Kenny's happy to hear that, and I'm glad that we didn't bury the lead. So I know you've been a brown belt for how long now?
Man, I don't even know. I might have been a brown belt for about 6 years, maybe more at this point. I thought I was never going to get. I had 4 stripes. He just had me sitting there. I was like, all right, I guess I'm not showing up to gi enough for something.
So what conversations did you have with your coach after the fact, and why was now the time? Any idea, or what did he say?
I think that for him, I was ready for a while now, but I think it was more so also a thing where it's more than just a physical thing with him. You know, he was like, all right, I know you've been prepared. I know you're a black belt level skill wise and you have the knowledge, but it's more than that. And I want you to be somewhere mentally where I know you could be and you have the potential to be. And I just want to see that from you. And I want to see that amongst you and the other guys in the gym, and just the way you carry yourself and, you know, how you handle certain things. And you've seen me do that and, you know, just watch me grow up. And then he felt like that was the time to do it.
Randy, I think over the course of your career, that's what not only myself, but I think a lot of people see, is that you see these flashes of brilliance, you know, from you. And now I think with that last fight on Saturday night, you were able to really put it all together into a complete, really a perfect performance. Do you feel like you were able to I'm sure you have more to show, but do you feel like that was one of your more complete performances so far?
Absolutely. I've always known about, you know, that the things that I'm capable of in the gym. And I've been always wondering if I was one of those guys, because you always hear people say, well, man, some guys are in the gym, they're amazing in the gym, and when they show up, they just, you know, and I always started to question myself at times. I was like, maybe I'm one of those people that people talk about, man. I'm the best guy in the gym, and then when I go out there, I just can't perform. And I believe that just came with experience and time for me, because my other coach, Ty, he always says, my problem is I have so much in my utility belt, and in my mind, I get like, I want to try this, and then I want to do that, and then now let's try this, and now let's do that, and now let's do that. And then I'm never focused on like, hey, do this thing works. Stick with that. It works. Do it and continue to have success with that. I'll have success and I'll just start doing some other thing, you know, because I want to put on a show and I want to create and show art and show so much, you know, whereas just go get the job done and be effective and be efficient. And I started to just kind of, you know, hone into the things that I do really well and just focus on one thing at a time and not overcomplicate it.
I think that was what was probably most clear, Randy, is that your fundamentals were so clean. Like, I think a lot of people get caught up in, I guess, kind of what you're saying, and using all these flashy moves and doing this and doing that. When the reality is like, if your stance is good, your balance is good, and you're just throwing the right strikes at the right time, man, everything is going to take care of itself. And to me, it just seemed like there was a lot of substance, like real martial arts going on with your performance. And it showed. Is this one of those fights that you can build on and get tougher competition and kind of start breaking into, you know, showing people that you're one of the top welterweights in the world?
Absolutely. Without a doubt. You know, that's something I've been adamant about for a long time. And I mean, I think that the people, if they know anything about the sport, or not even just the sport, if you know anything about martial arts, I mean, look at me. I have the skill set. I am a competitor. I'm one of the top guys in the world. It's just a matter of putting me in position to get me those fights. And if I get those fights, I'll show.
Yeah, and I can attest, Kenny, in the gym, he is a legitimate badass. There's no doubt about that. So, but Rude Boy, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, but
for sure,
stick with whoever taught you how to throw that right hand like that. Stick with that guy, whoever that guy is. Because man, if you want to see a picture perfect follow through, just look where his body ends up. Like full commitment. That's the way to throw a right hand. Period.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
congratulations. That looked beautiful. Like, I was blown away by that. Really nice.
I appreciate it. Right. Thank you.
Rude boy Randy Brown with us here on the Anik Florian podcast. So that Jack Della Maddalena fight seems so in the rearview mirror now. You've won 6 of 7. And for fans like me, right, who have been championing your cause for a while, we're just excited to see you now get these big fights. And I have no doubt that you're going to get a big fight. I guess I would just ask a question about like Michael Venom Page versus Kevin Holland at UFC 299, right? Yeah. Like if they need someone to step in on a couple weeks notice, right?
I'm here.
To what extent can you be that guy?
100%. 100% I can be that guy. Honestly, even if they need a backup for the fight, whatever, I know they typically don't do that only for title fights, but I'm here. I'm that guy. And honestly, winner or loser, I'm here. You know, even a guy like Wonder Boy, I think would be a good matchup. You know, I think that whole synchrony of guys right there, I think that I'm right there with them. And I think just stylistically, you know, I make things really interesting with me in the mix there.
Michael Chiesa was one name on the tip of your tongue. And I know you sort of have talked about his inactivity. The record is what it is. Certainly he has a number still that potentially you would like to grab. I think 14th in the world right now. And I guess for you, I mean, not putting words in your mouth, but you want to make sure that this fight happens expeditiously, right? Like you're not going to wait half a year to fight Michael Chiesa, but it seems like he does have some appetite for the fight. Is that right?
Yes, we spoke, you know, and I mean, we've spoken so many times at this point, you know, but this time it seems like he's actually down, you know, and he said he wants to get it done. He said 300 is a little bit too early, but he'll be down. And listen, it's not me just locking in on him and saying it has to be him or nothing. I mean, no, I just want to fight in the rankings, you know, and I think that the reason why him is just he hasn't been active. And I'm a guy that I believe that you have to prove that you are worthy of being, that you're the top 15. You're the top guy in the world. You got to prove it. You know, all the guys, when I'm in the rankings, I'm going to fight anybody to prove and defend my number. You can't just kind of just sit around and just say, hey, well, I did this back in the day, so I'm the top guy.
Right. No, and your division has been challenging in terms of top 15 guys making the walk, right? I mean, certainly Neil Magny deserves a lot of credit for always being ready to go and being the promotional workhorse. But for one reason or another, guys like Jeff Neal and Colby Covington, on it goes, right? Guys who have had extended absences. So I don't know if this is a fair question. Like, how much time do you really need to be able to make the weight? Because part of the reason I bring up MVP and Kevin Holland is that even if neither guy is ranked, right, like big fights are on the horizon for you. And sometimes it can just be as simple as, right, like Gilbert Burns and Jack Della Maddalena fight that night, right? Like if Dorino can't make the walk, you know, I'd love to see you and Jack
run it
in
back.
a rematch, right?
Let's
so
run that back.
How much time do you need to, and how ready can you realistically stay without burning yourself out?
I make weight pretty easily. Contrary to popular belief, people think I'm really big. I got these skinny legs. You know what I mean? I make weight pretty easily. So that's a huge possibility. That's a massive possibility. And I mean, I'm not a guy I blow up and balloon up after fights. I'm typically in shape and ready to go. So if they need someone, I'm ready. I'm here.
All right. Good. I'm trying to manifest this. I don't want anybody to get hurt, but I just see a lot of high-profile welterweights.
And I'll tell you this, John, I mean, and people are going to take this however, but, you know, in that Jack fight, man, I got caught, man. And it's not taking anything away from Jack. Jack is an incredible athlete, an incredible fighter, but I zigged when I was supposed to zag, and I veered from the game plan of the way I should have approached it from my coaches. I took a punch that I couldn't recover from in time, and he jumped on my back. And I'm telling you, we fight again, it does not play out like that. I promise it.
I love it. I can't wait to see it if it does materialize. Randy Rude Boy Brown, we appreciate the time. Congratulations. Is that artwork of one of your submission wins behind you, or is that a painting?
Oh, yes. It's a painting by Baines, Ross Baines on Twitter. Yeah, he did that one behind you. He did that one. Yeah. So I got a Discord, and in my Discord, they got it for me for my birthday, the community, you know, so it was pretty cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to see you back in your studio, and quick win, the bonus and everything else. Congratulations, my man. We look forward to big things for the rest of the way in 2024. And I know you were born in Springfield, Massachusetts. So us Massachusetts guys, we're still going to claim you, bro.
It's all good, man. Even though I was only there for a couple days in the hospital, but
I know. It's not like Keisha Torres, but hey, we appreciate you, man. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you in the not too distant future.
All right. Much love, y'all. Thanks for having me.
Easy, guys.
See you, man.
Take care, Randy.